Reported today in The Verge. The software behind Facebook's new Supreme Court for content moderation. The Interface is a daily column and newsletter about the intersection of social media and democracy. Subscribe here. As we start looking forward to 2020, and your predictions are coming to this space tomorrow, a big subject on my mind is accountability. Tech platforms have evolved into quasi-states with only the most rudimentary of justice systems. If trolls brigade Twitter into suspending your account, or you're removed from YouTube's monetization program, or your tasteful nudes are banned from Instagram, you typically have almost no recourse. In most cases you will fill out a short form, send it in, and pray. In a few days, you'll hear back from a robot about the decision in your case, unless you don't. That's why I've been so interested this year in Facebook's development of what it calls an oversight board, a Supreme Court for content moderation. When it launches next year, the board will hear appeals from people whose posts might have been removed from Facebook in error, as well as making judgments on emerging policy disputes at Facebook's request. And the big twist is that the board will be independent of Facebook, funded by it, but accountable only to itself. Recently I went down to Facebook's headquarters in Menlo Park to meet some of the people working on the project. Millicent Harris, Manager for Governance and Strategic Initiatives, and Faye Johnson, who is the lead product manager on the oversight team, talked to me about how they have approached the unique assignment of devolving content moderation power from the company to an independent board. Facebook set up an irrevocable trust to fund the board, and last week the company said it had agreed to fund it to the tune of $130 million, a figure far higher than some of the civil society folks I've spoken with had expected. It's a figure that speaks to the seriousness with which Facebook has approached the project. It also speaks to the sheer complexity of what Facebook is trying to do. The company spent the past year consulting experts, holding mock appeals, developing the board's bylaws, and recruiting board members. Simultaneously, Harris and Johnson have been among those working on what Facebook calls its case management tool, the hyper-niche software, to be used by perhaps 100 people at a time, that will route cases from Facebook to the board and its staff. Here are some of the things I learned from Harris and Johnson. For starters, you'll only be able to appeal decisions to remove your content. Facebook itself can request expedited review for basically anything, including asking the board to make a call in cases where the company itself has not yet decided what to do. You could imagine, for example, Facebook referring the infamous altered footage of Nancy Pelosi. For more on this story, visit the news article link.